Give me the luxuries of life, and I'll willingly do without the necessities. It's a quote attributed to Oscar Wilde, but often repeated in media interviews by a man named Richard Thalheimer. You may not know his name, but you definitely know his work. Since 1979, the company he created has been synonymous with the shopping mall boom, the golden age of the catalog, and an entire retail empire built on gadgets, gizmos, and toys for adults. At its peak, it boasted nearly 200 retail stores, cementing its place in American culture as the shop with everything you want and nothing you need. Today, the brand has weathered storms that wiped out its competitors, trimming itself down to an online-only shop with a surprisingly sensible lineup of products. No more mall storefront to wander into for a free massage, but it's still a darn good place to grab a nose hair trimmer for your Secret Santa, just in time for the holidays. And that's why this week's On Brand is on The Sharper Image.
You're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with John and Marissa. I am John.
I'm Marissa.
Okay, so I have actually I put a pin in it, but in the course of the last 2.5 years, I have looked into Sharper Image.
This was on your list. It's a good one.
It was on my list. I forget why. I don't know what bumped it out. Things come, things go. I got to say, last week I had 3 people who were like, Thanksgiving? I mean, John, are you ever going to do Butterball? Here's the thing. I looked into it 2 years ago. I looked into it 1 year ago. It's boring. And then they say, John, don't you know about the hotline? I do. It's still boring.
You know, maybe that would be for Thanksgiving 2026, a brand bite.
Maybe we'll do a little turkey brand bite.
There you go. That's because people might need a little turkey combo starter for the kitchen table. Right after grandma says something really offensive, you can go, Did you know Butterball actually began in 1890?
Grandma, does the number 1-800-BUTTER-BALL mean anything to you? I've never called the hotline. I do love that. Maybe I should do Butterball.
Well, you love a hotline.
I love talking to a stranger, especially a stranger that has an incredible amount of knowledge about one thing.
Yeah, I remember even as a kid seeing the phone number on the back of any product, and I feel like that's kind of gone the way of the dodo. Every product had on the back questions or comments, and I always loved that, even as a 12-year-old, which is why it was in our bones to do this podcast.
Yeah,
thinking like, I understand a question being like, hey, I opened this can of Chef Boyardee 2 weeks ago. Is it so good to eat? That's a question. But a comment would just be like, gotta say, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. And I remember calling as a teenager, thinking that was kind of funny. Not in front of friends, not at a sleepover, just for me, myself, and I, calling the number on the back of the Kraft macaroni and cheese and go, I just got a comment. Great work.
You're doing a
Keep
really good job.
You're doing a great job.
Now it's too scary. Now you can't. Everyone can see your number. Everyone can call back. You can't do pranks. Not that that's a prank, but we used to prank call.
Yeah. Everything's a chat bot these days.
Everything is a chat bot. Have you ever seen the footage? If you haven't, I encourage you to look it up. There's a video. There used to be, when the Nintendo NES was out, there was a Nintendo hotline. And kids could call it. I think you had to pay the... I guess Cause is called the Nintendo hotline. I think you had to pay. Don't quote me on that. But it was like kids that would get stuck on on Zelda or Super Mario, and they would walk you. And it was so funny to watch it because they know the game inside and out. They're like, okay, so have you reached the tree in the forest that has the bird singing in it? And they're like, okay, here's what you're. It was just it's
so darling. It's like a bunch of 31-year-old women with 80s hair and 80s glasses sitting in cubicles, and they're like, okay, so you want to turn left and then look down and then go. They're just have it all in their head, and I feel like they have a big phone book of where all the gems and jewels are and everything.
Totally,
it's so darling. What a slice to think that there could ever be a time that we could look back on today with that warm, fuzzy glow of nostalgia. Feels insane to me.
I know.
Do you remember in the 80s and the 90s? Do you feel like you?
I was born in 2008, so I don't. I mean, I've read about it.
Here's the thing: it felt the way it looks through if you're looking at old news footage. To me, that's how the world looked. It looked a little fuzzy, it looked a little hazy, there was a glow to everything.
Can we talk about that? I feel like no matter what you look at, if it didn't happen in the last hour, it looks vintage. I'll look at a photo from 2016, I'll be like, this looks old. I'm house sitting right now, and someone commented this week, they're like, they wrote me privately on Instagram, can I ask, why does John house sit so much?
Does he have a
I feel
home?
like he's always house sitting. I mean, it's just how I'm making.
Sure, you're
I'm
traveling.
hustling right now, and if someone needs their house watched, I'll watch it. But I'm there, and they have children, and I know their children. They were born probably around 2000, but I'm looking at the pictures, and the pictures are faded. I'm like, those look so old.
They look
but I was
so
like, I
old.
remember them being born, but they're old, and then I'm like, well, 2000 is 25 years ago. It's
Sure. I know. If
we
you
go
look
down
at
these
like
rabbit holes
a,
with time.
a digital camera photo from like 2006 has such a specific look to it that like if your kid is now 28 and you're like posting a picture on Instagram like commemorating like this is what they look like when they were a baby, I know that little pocket shot digital camera Canon that Ashton Kutcher was in the commercials for that you took that photo on because they all have like a look to them. But it's so true. I noticed that most significantly with 9/11.
Oh God! Well, I mean,
you-
I don't think people were worried about what the
you-
footage they were.
If you watch 9/11 footage, the cars look like Model Ts. It is wild how
I'm
much
sorry.
cars
So
have changed.
I just want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly because I am enthusiast isn't the right word. I am a 9/11 what is it?
Fashionista.
Fascinationist. Like
you're-
I'm enthralled by
It's-
9/11.
It's a hobby. You're a hobbyist.
I'm not a hobbyist. I don't collect 9/11 merch. I own nothing that I might have a newspaper.
Sure.
But so when I watch those documentaries every year,
Yeah.
like I usually spend 9/11s the
Every
whole
year.
day watching all the documentaries. You're looking at them and being like, that car. So there's something
and
interesting
the
about that
footage
car.
too. The footage looks extremely old. I feel like it just looks
'Cause
like
people
it's
were-
from the 70s.
They were running around with
I
like
know, but
VHS camcorders.
It's crazy. You forget that there's like this before cell phones and after cell phones time, and like so every video and camera like looked different. Whereas now everything looks like it was on an iPhone.
I know.
It's just
I would.
different.
It'd be interesting to see 9/11 through today's technology eyes.
Live
'cause
streaming 9/11.
It would be so.
Crazy.
I mean, because there's like less than a handful. I was going
Hmm.
to say 5 fingers. Less than 5 fingers of footage. I think of
you
the
have
first.
you only
plane.
have 4 fingers, so for you 4 is a handful.
That's right. I forgot. Cartoon characters are based after my hands. But that first plane hitting, there's only
Crazy.
a couple of shots of that, I
Crazy.
think. And
It
those
would
were
be
caught
so different.
completely accidentally.
Think
Now
about
we're
how many
talk-
more documentaries you could watch if it was in a post TikTok era.
I know.
Wow.
Now I would actually like to just talk about 9/11. Have you been to the memorial? It's so nice.
I think I told that story that I went to the
right.
ground zero and took a photo grinning ear to ear with my 2 best friends.
Right. Okay. So we'll put a pin in that. One thing going back to I thought about when we were talking about the Butterball Turkey Hotline. I heard
Sure.
a story years ago that really stuck with me, and I thought it was so cute and darling. There was a woman who every Thanksgiving she would cook her turkey, and she would always take like a certain slice out of it. I forget where on the turkey. It was just something that she always did. And one day her daughter's like, "Why do you do that?" And she was like, "Because my mom always did it. So when she taught me how to cook turkey, she did it. So now I do it." So then they go to grandma and they're like, "Grandma, why did you do that?" She's like, "Oh, I did that because my mom's oven was really small, so she always had to cut like a piece off. And now we're like 2 generations away
That's
doing
cute.
this for absolutely no reason
Yeah.
because it was done out of necessity." And I just thought that was very cute.
That is really cute. It's just the cutest time of year, isn't it?
Tradition.
It's so
We're
darling.
headed into the tradition,
Oh.
the 2 tradition months.
It's so huge.
You
It's so
have your
huge.
tree up now.
The tree is up. We're in full swing. The day after Thanksgiving, we went and got the tree. I find decorating the tree with kids to be not fun.
No, some people love it.
I like it in
Maybe
theory.
they're not quite there
I
yet.
like it in a movie, but the energy, it feels so chaotic and like frenzied. It feels like we're on like a game show and it's like you have 2 minutes to decorate the tree and the timer is going. I'm like, everybody take a breath. It's not a
Hang
race.
up a couple, have a sip of nog.
Yeah, great. Have a sip
Make
of
a
nog.
night of it.
No, they're racing like their life depends
They're
on
just
it.
throwing ornaments at the tree.
And why would we expect them to be good? I find it to be one part that doesn't really match up to my expectation, the decorating the tree. But everything else has been wonderful. I'm Christmas music nonstop, blasting out
Yeah.
the car windows. I'm loving it. Are you feeling the Christmas spirit? Has it taken over your body yet?
I mean, I feel like I love autumn, and I love you may hear a lot of cats in here. For some reason the cat's having some
have to put her
what do
away.
they say? A parent says the cat's having big feelings right now.
Yeah, Vicky's having some big feelings.
I love pumpkins. I love autumn. I love all of it. But
Mm-hmm.
and I like it to go I like it to start in September and go until Thanksgiving Day.
Sure.
As soon as Thanksgiving over, I'm done. It has to be all Christmas.
When I saw that I still have 2 pumpkins on the porch.
When I came over yesterday, I was going to make a joke. It's like the day after Thanksgiving. I'd be like, wow, pumpkins for Christmas. Groundbreaking.
I knew. Like we were pulling out of I never really see it because I'm always like coming and going, but we were pulling out of the driveway. My eye caught the 2 pumpkins on the porch. And I was like, John's going to give me hell for that.
When I come over here, I want it to be like that opening scene in Devil Wears Prada where like she's on her way up and everyone's like panicking.
It pretty much is.
I literally forgot to make fun of it.
That's funny. Well, they're promptly in the bin.
But yes, I'm all for the Christmas spirit.
Well,
the tree smells amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Have a
The real tree. Gosh, it is. It's the smell of a tree lot. Like I know you haven't gotten a real tree maybe in a little while, but
I go to Trader Joe's.
Wander around the lot. Wander around a tree lot. The smell is unbelievable.
Sir, you've been here since 1.
Smelling the trees.
Are we narrowing it down? Do you have a top 3?
I mean, you think one tree smells good? Get like 200 cramped under like a plastic tarp and...
Babe, I grew up in Ohio.
God.
I've been in the woods.
I'm a city mouse, honey. This is as close as I can get. Once a year, I get to sniff the branches.
You know what you should do at some point? Go to one of the places where you cut down your own.
I can't imagine. Didn't even think that was real. That's like a
real.
Christmas movie thing.
And when we were little, we didn't do it every year, but I know there's families that do it every year, which I also think is darling. You get a live tree, keep the root ball, and then you plant it.
Great.
And then
in like your gigantic backyard filled with deer, sure.
And then after 20 years, you have like 20 trees at different stages of growth.
And you can give it to Rockefeller Center.
In like 80 years after your spouse has passed.
Your
and you're
grandchildren.
like, I need to downsize the farm.
Sure.
Let's give this northern spruce to New York.
That's right.
We got a live tree once early on in living in Ohio, and I saw this happen with a raccoon this year. I don't know how this happens. Got the tree in the house, and then at some point a bird flew out of it. Like, how did that bird hold on through the whole ride?
Sleeping maybe? Slept through it?
Sleeping,
what a way to wake up.
Clawing onto the branch with like a death grip. Like,
what's the craziest animal anybody's had in a tree that's made it into the house?
I would think you're going to have your
owl?
Maybe an owl. You're asleep. Wait, owl or owl?
I guess both.
We've made that joke before. Maybe a raccoon, maybe a squirrel.
Sure.
A deer.
I would love to hear. A deer shimmied up a trunk to escape a
deer was hiding in a tree to smoke a cigarette from the rest of his family.
Sure.
You never know what you're going to find in a tree.
The holidays, they bring up a lot of interesting emotions.
They really do.
Sure.
You know what else they bring up? Catalogs and online shopping.
Sure.
That seems like that's where we're headed. Now, when I looked into it, I was kind of debating on a couple things. I looked, and these could come up at another point. I had also debated doing Sky Mall because I think that's a fun
one too, and that's kind of like holiday travel. So maybe it'll.
Sky Mall reminds me of like I'm an executive in 1987. I'm only flying in. I'm flying in Christmas morning. I have to be out of there. I have to be back at a meeting.
I have a meeting at 6 a.m. on December 26th.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the plane. I'm looking at Sky Mall. If you don't know what it was a magazine that
Is it not around anymore? I don't fly much.
I forget. I did a little preliminary research. I think it's one of those things. It still exists on.
I would love
form.
For you to do Sky Mall.
And if you don't know it, like there was like a catalog that you only got on a plane. So it was like you had your vomit, you had your vomit bag, and then like you could just sit there and shop.
Sure.
And it was it was like one of those catalogs that just has everything.
Sure.
Like, I don't know.
Very Sharper Image-esque, like kind of like funny, didn't know this thing existed kind of stuff.
Railroad crosswalk, like dorm light.
Sure.
Like very specific, weird things.
The idea of having a customer that can only access your catalog for 1 to 6 hours feels like...
At their most, frazzled.
At their most frazzled, they've taken a sleeping pill, they've had like 2 vodka tonics, and now they're going to shop till they drop. They're
gonna pick up that corded phone on the back of the seat and make a $45 call to order thermal socks.
Have you ever made a call on an airplane?
No.
With the phone, if I see that there's still a phone on an airplane, I'm checking the screws.
I check with them. I run up to the front. I'm like, hey, when was the last time did you check under the hood?
For real.
Fun thing that I haven't done that I'm kind of tempted to do that I've learned about in the last year on TikTok. Apparently pilots, and I don't know if this is every airline or certain pilots keep trading cards on them of the plane that they're flying. So there's people that fly a lot. After the flight, they go up to the pilot and they're like, "Thank you, so, like, thanks for the great flight. Do you by any chance have a card?" And they'll give you a card. So there's people out there that are collecting.
Is this a prank though, to get like you to go into the cockpit and for them to go, "Sir, we have no idea what you're talking about.
We're gonna need you to leave." That's like when I worked in the factory and they told me that I needed to get the box stretcher machine. I think I've told that story before. Walked all the way across the factory, up some stairs, like stairs from like an 80s movie, like a clanky metal staircase up to a giant fan, and there's a man there. I'm like, "They need the box stretcher down there," and he just started laughing. And then I heard the people who told me to do it laughing.
Sure,
obviously
that's about as rough of a prank as I can tolerate.
Yeah,
a fleeting moment of slight embarrassment. That's it.
17-year-old trying to save up money for college, and you're like, of course I don't know that you can't stretch cardboard.
A box, and nowadays you probably can.
I'm sure you can. It's all what kind? Well, bioengineered,
genetically modified cardboard.
Yes.
Sure.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized, so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
So Sharper Image, you have heard of it, obviously. Have you ever shopped from the Sharper Image
We've
store
all
catalog?
Gone into a shop. If you're not of age, you used to have a Sharper Image store, as she said. You said there was 200 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing was at front and center were these $10,000 massage chairs.
Sure.
So everyone was slithering in there to get the longest massage they could get before they're asked to leave.
Sure, and this is one of those things. It came up, in my research. Obviously, we've had experience of this with other brands where it's like, sure, the store is packed with people waiting in line to try a $10,000 massage chair. How many people are actually buying one? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it was one of those places. It was a place you go as a teenager to check out all the funny gizmos, all the things that, like, I feel like they're like remote control cars, little robot dogs, like little things like that were like little hot dog cookers, bacon alarm clocks, just crazy things that were probably vibrators, but they couldn't call them that.
It's kind of, well, I was going to say, I do think it was a Sharper Image in Sex and the City when Samantha goes in and she's
there
like,
was, yes, there was,
I'll
yeah.
let you
No,
tell.
there was, it's been, yeah, in
she has
pop culture.
She's very enthusiastic with her vibrators. And she was enjoying her vibrator and it died on her. So she took it, I think, into Sharper Image and she's like, "My vibrator died on me." And he's like, "Sharper Image doesn't sell vibrators." And she's like, "Yeah, you do. I got it here." He's like, "That's a neck massager." And she's like, "Well, my neck massager has died."
They call it a personal massager.
A personal massager. Iconic scene.
Whatever that means to you.
Yeah.
So did you personally buy anything from a Sharper Image, or did you just steal the massage time?
I can't remember ever buying anything. It was kind of like when it was like out of my price range. It was kind of like Spencer's Gifts for rich people.
It is. It's totally like grown-up Spencer's for sure.
It's
That's
like
a really
stuff
good way to describe it.
For a second when you're reading, it's like, girl, I already did Spencer's. When you're reading the cold open.
I do get afraid that that's going to happen sometimes. Where I'm just going to forget, like do a whole episode on something we've already done.
Last week, I completely forgot I had already, not only that we had done Hostess, I had done it. And I was asking you, I was like, did we do Hostess? And then like later that day, I was walking, I was like, it all came back to me. I was like, I made the Insta egg for it. I bought Hostess. We ate it on the show.
I know. We have a lot of shows under our belt at this point.
Yeah. But no, I don't remember anything I ever bought there. To me, it's all matte black products that need a battery.
Sure.
Now they would probably just need a UCB charge. UCB.
Grandpa.
If you guys are unaware, Marissa and I both attended UCB, USB chargers. But no, I can't think of anything I ever bought there. Maybe I
Yeah.
got something as a gift, like a little $15 gifty kind of thing, but I can't think of anything.
A few years ago, and we just mentioned this at the end, that they started selling their products through like Costco and Kohl's and JCPenney, places like that.
Once
So,
you hit Kohl's, ugh,
it's a nail in the coffin.
I gotta say, once it's like,
Once you hit Kohl's,
go on,
you're sleeping with the moles.
underground.
Underground.
That means you're dead.
You're dead.
I love it. That's a very
Thank you.
roundabout way to say
Something I've been saying for years, and I can't believe it's the first time.
I
It's
do
come
remember
up on
when I
the
first
show.
met you, you were like, did you know, once you're in Kohl's, you are sleeping with
the
the
moles.
moles. And I was
Yes.
like, girl, I like that.
Merch.
Let's hang out. Merch for Kohl's.
So I had a massage gun. Do you remember the massage gun? It was like one of those percussive, like, brrrr.
The one David used to use on me?
Yeah.
You got that from...
It was from Costco, but it was a Sharper Image brand.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, I feel like that's just like... It's like... A month ago, I got, you know those little crackers, the cheese crackers that you got as a kid, and they're in a plastic
Yes.
pack, and there's 6 of them?
Yeah.
And they had peanut butter. You get them on...
With like the red stick.
No, not
Oh.
the red stick. It's just like little
Oh, yes,
6
yes, I know.
squares.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like
They're
bright
like
orange.
lances. Yeah.
Yes.
I saw some that they had Dorito flavored cheese and don't laugh.
You look so genuinely excited.
I know. I was. And I couldn't, I literally sat there for I was sitting in the store.
Pull up a chair.
I went up to the furniture department and sat. And I was like, do I want the taste of Cheetos or Doritos? Then I read the ingredients. I'm like, they were like the same ingredients, but just in different order.
Did the store close and then you had to stay there overnight because they thought it was empty?
I was fine, I'm going to get these. And then I look up and the lights had all already been turned off.
The guy's mopping. Aren't they 70 cents?
I think it was like a box of them,
Okay.
like probably 8 packs.
It wasn't an individual pack. So
No.
you had to. It was
Those-
it was a bigger commitment.
Those packs used to be like, oh, I see what you're saying. Like, John, it's just
Like,
get
just buy
both.
both, yeah.
Right. Still, even they were only probably like $3 a box, but I'm not going $6 in. This is the longest story to say. It didn't taste like a Dorito.
Oh, no.
It just tasted like a weird spicy cheese.
Sure, yeah.
And I thought I wouldn't eat them, but I did. But I bring this up because
Okay.
once it's in Kohl's, just because it says Sharper Image, I feel like just been licensed.
They just slapped the name on it.
Yeah, that was already there was already a vibrating gun. And
Uh-huh.
hey, we'll pay you $40 a unit. That's probably a lot. I watched Shark Tank. We'll pay you $1.50 a unit
Sure.
to put the Sharper Image
And you
name
said,
on it.
yeah, and then it's we sell them for $69.
Wow, that was
fun.
the longest way for me to say I feel like that was probably cheap, crappy version of Sharper Image.
You really were chomping at the bit to tell that cracker story.
I hadn't thought about them, but then I'm like, these are the things where you're like, they probably would want to hear about. You went to this, got these crackers.
I think they would. That's what people like. Those massage guns. I might eventually just stop charging, as all of my massagers do. Remember my massager? That's the thing you wear and you pull down and it rubs your
I got
your
one of
neck.
those.
It stopped charging, and my gun stopped charging also. And the massage gun was really a thing from I feel like 8 years ago. Everybody was like, this is the secret to health. David was using it on you. You kept having to say not the spine.
He would go right down my spine. And the one that you wear like a scarf, our friend Matt, who unfortunately is no longer with us, who we love and we've talked about on the show before, he had this bit with me. So I would use the scarf one, and I run hot. I'm sweating right now. Before we started the pod, I put the air conditioner on 63 degrees so that, and I'm still sweating. Just so you know, when I leave here and before I got here, I don't sweat.
I don't know what
I don't know
happens
why I
in here.
sweat on the pod. It's not that one light, and it's not nerves, but it just happens.
It must be adrenaline.
So I would use that neck massager as like a scarf, and at some point, every single time, he managed to hit the heat button, and I wouldn't know. And then I would be sitting there for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden I'd be like, "Whew, it's getting why is it so hot in here?" And then I would turn my head, and I would see the light was on for the heat. And
It was
would make-
glowing alien balls, revolving around.
I don't know how he
mesh.
managed to do it
very
successfully
funny.
for years.
You had to try to talk while you were pushing so that you wouldn't hear the click.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good prank.
It was a good bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I learned recently with those massage guns that you're not supposed to use them on your neck, or it could permanently
Oh,
kill
the guns?
The gun.
Those
yeah.
guns are powerful.
They're really powerful. People were using them on I saw someone use it on their face to get rid clear up a stuffy nose.
What? What?
You're not,
Did they not listen to Vicks Vapor Rub episode?
you're not supposed to
Like,
use it.
okay, I could use Vicks or
You're
this
not.
intense
Yeah,
gun.
you're not supposed to. You're
You
not
probably have
supposed
to ease into it. Like when I got my water pick, there's like a whole like 7-day process to ease into it. They're like, start slow.
You're
like,
gonna get excited. You're gonna say, "Well, why am I messing around with low and medium? Let's hit it up to high, baby."
but it's like a water laser beam hitting your gums. You'll knock your teeth out.
You'll knock your teeth out.
So,
Look
yeah.
like a jack-o'-lantern on Christmas morning.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Well, let's get into the history of Sharper Image. I think this is a brand that everybody has some kind of connection to, whether it was like the catalog on the coffee table or you remember sitting in the massage chairs in the store. I knew nothing about this company, and it is one of those that like the company is the guy, the founder. It was like a true visionary. And
Justin Sharp.
Justin Sharp and his twin that he absorbed in the womb,
Billy Image.
Billy Image. And he has an insanely catalog. You can see, based on this guy, how he writes about himself now, a website chronicling his whole life. He has a thing where he has the like 15 employees that like he worked closely with at Sharper Image that you click on their little pictures and then you can tell he asked them to email. He like emailed them and was like, "Can you write about your time at Sharper Image?" And like some of them only wrote a blurb. Some of them wrote like 10 paragraphs about the experience. He really likes to gas himself up. In his mind, he's like a god. He's a genius. He's a visionary. People who worked for him, not the people who were quoted on his website, they have less kind things to say about him. He had a difficult work environment he created. He had a really strict dress code. Everyone had to wear black and gray. And all of like the...
That makes sense because I said that my
yes.
image of them is black.
Yes, and that was how he wanted the file folders, like the manila envelopes. They were not manila. They were gray. Everything had to be like black and gray. He wanted it to all be like really streamlined. And so he was kind of one of those eccentric visionaries that... For some reason, it's so hard to tell, like, why Sharper Image and why not like Gary's Gizmos? It's so weird. So there must have been something to him. So let's learn about this freak.
I would love to.
A true freak. So Richard Thalheimer grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas, and his family was in the retail business. His father ran the Blast department store, which for many years was Arkansas's largest department store, and it eventually sold to Dillard's. Was Dillard's in Ohio? Dillard's was in Oklahoma.
I feel like we had Dillard's here. I know of Dillard's, but I don't
Yeah.
think we had it in Ohio. In
There's
Ohio, we had
so ma-
Shillitoe's.
So many department stores that were so
Lazarus,
regional.
and then they all get like combined into one. They all
Exactly.
get gobbled up by Macy's.
So that's what happened with Blast. They were sold to Dillard's. And Richard, when he was a teenager, he worked in the toy department during the summer. So he always had a foot in retail. He was interested in what shoppers were buying and their habits. And he always loved his little toys. When his family would talk about him as a boy, they said he would play with a toy for like 2 seconds. And he was like, okay, what's next? We're moving on.
Wow.
So that is interesting. You kind of see the portrait of the man starting to be built. He goes to Yale to study psychology, and over the summer he sold encyclopedias door to door, and he was so good at selling encyclopedias that he earned enough to buy a cherry red Porsche,
Jesus Christ.
which was over $100,000.
I don't think that we ever bought encyclopedias. I was thinking about door-to-door encyclopedia sales in the last 2 weeks. I think I saw it on a show or something.
Feels like it's from the 1800s, but that was like from our lives.
It's from our lives.
We had a set of encyclopedias.
I mean, maybe yours.
yeah,
but
it's true. You were born in 2004.
They were expensive. Like I think there was a Friends episode about it where someone comes and tries to sell Joey. It's Penn or Teller. Either Penn or Teller is a door-to-door salesman, and he shows up at Joey's house, does this whole pitch on encyclopedias. He's like, "So, would you be interested?" So the encyclopedias are $8,000, and Joey just starts to laugh at him. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, you could just buy one." So Joey buys one encyclopedia, and then the joke of the show is like that whole like he's now very smart with that letter.
That letter, yeah.
So he's like
Yeah,
in
alphabetized.
conversations throwing out like information about
Facts
that
about
letter.
things that start with K.
Exactly. It was a funny bit.
Yeah,
But it was like an expensive thing.
It was. We always had a set of encyclopedias. That would be like where you would research your homework, or you'd be like sneaking in, looking up like the P book for penis.
Yeah, well, I probably did. But as a researcher, even then, I felt like it was like this is like it is such
is
a
it? You have
specific
this
amount.
much?
You have one paragraph on the golden-throated swallow. Wait, that's a bird, right?
Probably.
I'm just looking up swallow.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had just such a finite amount of information. Like God, how
And
like,
you have to write a 9-page essay on that.
yeah, exactly. And now all those there's I'm sure still homes across the country
Sure.
that have this dusty old set of encyclopedias that probably cost them $2,000. that
I
you
would
couldn't
say
give
my
away.
mom still has our encyclopedia, and if she got rid of it, she regrets it every single day. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure. It's such a moment in time. He had some side hustles while he was in college. Those included embroidered T-shirts and yogurt machines. That's all I have about those two details.
I mean, this is Sharper Image already.
I know, right?
You have a book, you have a yogurt machine, and you have a
embroidery
T-shirt.
T-shirt
Yep.
machine.
A self-embroiderer.
Crazy, yeah. He got a psychology degree at Yale, and then he enrolled in Hastings College of Law. So he was thinking maybe he would be a contract litigator after graduation, but law was just too the same. It's too stuffy. You're in a boardroom. He wanted to be out there with the people and hustling his wares.
He wanted a Nerf gun. He wanted to just be having fun. He wanted to be Tom Hanks in Big.
Yes, it really is that. Like a big suit of armor. They had like a $5,000 suit of armor that was in every store, and he had one in his home.
There's always like a couple of like those high ticket items. You're like, what? And as a kid, you're kind of like, man, I'm going to get that.
A $3,000 R2-D2.
Oh my God.
For sure, yeah. So he's an entrepreneur. He's an idea man. So instead of practicing law, he purchases $500 worth of copy paper.
$500 worth?
$500 worth of copy paper.
So in today's paper, that's like, wow, that's like 1,200,000.
It's a lot of paper. 1,200,000, yeah.
100,000, yeah.
He starts Thalheimer Business Systems, which sells copy paper door to door in San Francisco's financial district.
God, did they not think to sell anything that didn't weigh a lot back then? You can sell these heavy books or reams of paper.
And you will knock on every door in an apartment building, seeing if anybody needs paper. He got some toner. And that was when the company name changed to Sharper Image.
Oh.
To connect the idea to like, this is the best paper, your image, your printing, everything will be like super sharp.
You're going to want to buy this because you really will get a sharper image when you're doing your prints.
Wait
and
a
he's
minute.
like, what?
Sharper Image.
Wait.
Does that have a better ring to it than Thalheimer Business Systems, which feels like the company that would own the cult? Like when you look at the paperwork and the patents and everything, like for the legal tax stuff. Business Systems is a really, if you see Business Systems, if your kid calls home after they go away to college and say that they're joining something that has business systems in it and they just need $1,500 to take a class.
You know what business systems boils down to?
What?
BS. Merch. That's our merch.
That's our merch. 1977, they have their first big break. So he has his business systems. He's selling paper. He's selling toner. He's doing pretty well, but he still has this kind of like spunk to him. He's always like looking on to the next best thing. So,
and just to give you context of where we're at, 1977, summer of 1977, he's walking around in a neighborhood, door to door, carrying reams of paper and pictures of toner and like, do you want to buy this? While half of the country is in the movie theater experiencing Star Wars for the first time.
Unreal.
Unreal.
What a time to be. Time machine back there. Buy a ream of paper, pop into a Star Wars.
First screening of Star Wars with my original Big Mac.
Oh my God.
God, heaven.
That's a good day. That's a really good day. So at this time, Seiko has rolled out its first of its kind fully digital watch, but it costs $300.
Good Lord.
And so most runners couldn't afford it. So coincidentally, Thalheimer came across a small booth at the Consumer Electronics Show. That's so you and me just wandering around a consumer electronics show in Las Vegas.
That is us. We're definitely have our finger on the pulse.
Because I'm like, why was he there? He's just like, he's always looking. He's always looking for some pudding. You know what I mean?
Because I think looking for pudding merch, I think when you have an idea, especially back then, because you don't have internet or something,
Sure.
you go to the convention of the thing that is related to the thing that you're interested in.
Yes, exactly.
We
yes.
would go to podcast conventions were it not for Google.
Were they not be like live streamed in a whatever Cyberdome? I want to get on an airplane. I want to shop a Sky Mall. I want to land. I want to be at a convention center. I want all of it.
I want an Auntie M's pretzel in the airport.
Yes, please. Yes, please. So he comes across a man who is selling a very similar product to this $300 Seiko watch for $35 wholesale. He strikes a deal with the vendor, and he bought out a full-page ad in Runner's World magazine, selling the watch for $69.
He got into Runner's World?
He got into Runner's World for
Wow.
$1,000. That's what it cost to get a
Jesus.
full-page ad back in 1977. So
That's a lot.
Does that feel like a lot?
For 77?
I mean, a
a movie
full-page
ticket
ad?
was probably 75 cents.
Full-page ad?
Full page, but still, I guess maybe that was a.
In 1977, just because there was no other way to learn or read about anything, it was probably like the number 3 magazine in the world. There's probably like 1 in 5 homes had a Runner's World.
It was Time,
mailbox.
Life, and Runner's World. Okay.
He was friends with this guy named Walt Stack, who, if you were in San Francisco in the 70s, you knew who he was. He was a fully tattooed 70-year-old who was known around San Francisco for his crazy daily routine where he had a 17-mile run across the Golden Gate Bridge every day. So he was one of those like eccentric San Francisco figures that everybody knew. So he put Walt Stack in his ad for this watch. He was this really kind of quirky figure, and he says, finally a chronograph that keeps up with amazing Walt Stack. And it was one of those 1970s full-page ads that has like a ton of text.
That's awesome.
And it was so quirky and different, and it wasn't like a model or an Olympian who he has an ad. It's this like quirky kind of memorable guy that was like a local hero in San Francisco.
That's cool.
So the ad got him $10,000 in sales. About $5,000 of that was profit after buying the watches. And he repeated this process just again and again and again. And each time he had better results. And then by age 27, he made his first $1 million.
Wow.
Just from these watches.
That's incredible.
At this point, he's living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Octavia on Broadway in San Francisco. He has a dirt basement that is his first like warehouse and office. He has now this money that he can use to invest to searching for other products that could be marketed to what he's seeing as his mostly like upscale clientele. By 1979, his system of advertising was so successful, he decided to launch his own catalog of high-tech gadgets that nobody knew they needed. So this is the niche that he is looking to fill. Like, what is nobody else doing at this time?
That reminds me of, I feel like back in the day, I saw an old news story. They were selling a gadget that shook your packets for you. Like you could put your like sugar packet in it and it would go like tink, 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 so
like,
that you didn't have to go like this.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
That's the epitome of thing you don't need.
I used to love infomercials, and it was so much of that.
Yeah.
Like your entire kitchen could be full of things. Like your hands could be tied behind your back and you could make a full breakfast.
Yeah.
Ugh,
and they would always treat you so stupid. That was it. This whole episode is going to be references to Friends now. Joey did like an infomercial, and like in the infomercial, he's like, having trouble opening your milk. It's like, no.
Yeah.
But in the infomercials, it's always like they create this problem that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I just love it. I loved the live host. I loved there was the guy, the expert, and then there was like the idiot lady.
Like that lady that did the dump cakes.
Yes.
There was those few infomercial like darlings.
They were so fun. I just love it.
Anything they told us to do.
And so thinking of like the culture of the time, which we'll get into, the catalog is just now starting to kind of be a really effective way to get your products out to the masses. So Thalheimer embarked on a quest to find the most unique products on the market, things that other people didn't sell. So he goes back to the Consumer Electronics Show and he says everybody else would gravitate towards the Sony, the Panasonic. He would go for the little booths, the little guys with the sugar packet shakers that nobody's checking these guys out because they're small potatoes. But he knows you can get those items for like maybe a lower overhead. It's unique. It's going to stand out among the masses.
Smart.
The first catalog had 25 items, including the first cordless phone, answering machine, and car radar detector.
Oh my God. I never had a radar detector.
I feel like you would have one.
But my older brothers did. And like, it was like such a, like, you really felt like you had figured it out. Because I don't feel like it happens as much here in LA, at least not now, but it definitely happened back in the day in Ohio and still does, where police literally, they make speed traps.
Sure.
I think I have brought this up on the show.
And there's long stretches of road, which we don't have in LA, where like, is there a speed limit? It's just like, it's dirt road for miles and miles and miles. Nobody's there, right?
And the median on the freeway there will have little places where a cop can just sit. So they're just waiting for you to like speed by. And so you had a radar detector, and it was so basic. It just started beeping when a policeman was close.
That is so cool.
So that you would slow down.
How do you not have one of those?
I don't.
I guess there's so many cars. Like,
I couldn't
around.
drive at the time. I'm
True.
not 200 years old like my brothers. Yeah, it really did feel like you were cheating. And then I think they outlawed them, so then you had to like hide them, like you weren't allowed to have them.
Yeah.
It was like a really rebellious device.
Oh, sure. I'm surprised like parents would allow a kid to get that.
Oh, I'm sure the kids saved up their lawn mowing money and
right,
got them
and
without
bought that
them
on
knowing.
the slide.
You buy it at the same store where you would buy replace your car stereo. I remember getting car stereos and finally getting one that had like a detachable face, and like you take the face off because someone was going to steal your stereo.
You lock it in your glove box when you go into like the movies.
It came with a little case to put the face in. You can either lock it away or carry it around. Everything was
so weird.
So weird.
So weird.
I had a club. I used a club here in California. I for years used to put a club on my 1985 GTI. Like I thought someone was
very funny.
They're going to steal it. Got to club it.
Every once in a while, I still see a club out there. I'm like, God bless you.
I'm not going to lie.
It's always on a car that you're like, No one's taken that.
Ask me.
John, when was the last time you used a club?
I bought a club like 3 years
Oh my
ago.
God.
Out of nostalgia. I bought a bright yellow club.
I mean, the bright yellow, the neon colors, like they get you, they trick you.
There was something about the sound of a club too. It was like a clanky,
Clanky,
like you're going to
clanky.
prison. You had this little key for it, man. And I never even used it was like a late night purchase, and like a week later, a club shows up at my house. I'm like,
ordered this.
I don't even get drunk. I just have a shopping problem, and it's like I buy these things, and they come, and I'm like, I bought a bright yellow club.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
you
still in a
did.
box by my couch.
Oh dear, it's by your couch.
Just sitting by
this
the
is good
couch.
ice machine real estate.
Yeah. Well, no, the club. It's like a very.
I'm
slender
saying
box.
we could find room.
We'll see.
We could find room if we tried. So very quickly, his experiment began making quite a bit of money. The first year, sales topped 500,000. The second year, they reached 3 million, and by 1980, 12 million. Soon, the catalog was being sent to 3 million people around the world. So he was catering specifically to, at this time, 20% of Americans who had credit cards, and he had a 1-800 number for people to place orders over the phone. So he's in a small San Francisco office. He has a staff of 5 or 6 people, and he says a dozen orders were processed every 60 seconds.
Wow, with such a small staff.
Yeah, such a small staff, low overhead.
No wonder they hate him.
Right?
Hire more people. You have the money.
You're working me to the bone. And now the Sharper image is becoming a phenomenon, and Thalheimer himself is becoming a celebrity.
Where are we in time?
So this is early 80s.
Okay.
He is now appearing on talk shows. He's on Oprah, The Today Show, Good Morning America. 2020 does a segment about him. He has this amazing PR guru named Reed Trenchner who got him to basically like become the face of the company. That has to be really intentional for a company to have like the founder to be like the face of it. So now his face is in magazines, is on the product boxes. He's making the circuits. He's talking about the products.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was ever the face of it.
He claims that like he couldn't walk anywhere without getting recognized as the Sharper image guy, which maybe in 1981, that's how it was.
I could see that back then.
So being the face of the company actually gave a lot of credibility to these products that were like kind of out there and seemed almost like sketchy because he was so polished and so impeccably dressed and he was really charismatic. He was actually like lending credibility to the brand. And this PR guy, Trencher, says he came off as the man bringing the newest toys from the North Pole, except that the kids were adults and every day was Christmas.
Cute.
Holidays.
Yeah, it definitely feels very 80s centric, early 90s maybe, maybe a little into the 2000s, but it definitely gives an 80s gift vibe.
It totally is. And that's kind of moving in where we're now because that's 1981. And so to set the scene to 1980s, this is malls are booming.
Yeah.
This is disposable income is rising. The 1980s stock boom was kind of lending itself to this culture of he who dies with the most toys wins. We see the birth of the yuppie, which I just recently realized young urban professional is yuppie. Did you know that that's what yuppie stood for? So yuppies were young, upwardly mobile professionals in the 1980s. They were focused on their career success, materialism, and conspicuous consumption. So this was like, you want your brand, you want your like Gucci, your product, you want to show everybody how rich you are. You're not being discreet about it at all.
It's also like you're competing with your neighbors too.
Yes,
Like that was that whole
for
like,
sure.
oh, my neighbor got this car. Well, I'm going to get this one. It's all competition.
It was all competition and it was like rapid consumerism because the economy was doing so well. So these individuals, they had high paying jobs. This is the target demographic for Sharper Image. High paying jobs, often in finance, a lifestyle of luxury goods, upscale dining, and intense professional ambition. This is the perfect timing for the Sharper Image to take hold of the culture.
Yeah, and I think it's also what is beneficial at this time is we're going into a decade where there's multiple of every kind of thing. Like you're coming out of the 60s, if you need a phone, you go buy a phone.
So
There's
true,
not a
yeah.
ton of phones. By the 80s, there's like cool phones, neon phones, space phones, same with watches, same with everything.
Yeah, it's not just about the function, it's the style of it, the cost, like how much something costs is actually seen as like a benefit. Like if you have the most expensive watch, it's like you would feel incentivized to get something that was more expensive because it would add to your status. You'd
Right.
enjoy it more if you spent more, which is like, in what world would that ever be true?
I know. And it's funny
Watch is
thinking
a
of like a
watch.
Seiko watch being like $300.
Crazy.
And like you can probably buy that same model now for $20.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was a
digital.
weird time.
Yeah.
So now is when they expand into their physical retail stores. So they have stores opening up in well-to-do areas around America. So in New York, bankers are dipping in to get a massage chair. In Hawaii, people are looking at talking scales. In 1985.
That's what I want. You're fat. Well, maybe. I feel like I'm feeling light today. Let's check this out.
They did sell talking scales for at least a decade.
What a terrible
What a
invention.
terrible idea. But if you're a yuppie, maybe it's like, still thin, honey.
Yeah, that never happened
You
to
like
me.
that.
Go get him, girl.
Go get him, girl.
I love that we think that they're all sassy and they were probably literally like 89 pounds.
Yeah, so
You got
true.
this.
You got this.
We need to update the talking scale.
It's
merch.
perfect.
That's like big merch. Man, that's like $2.99.
A talking scale?
Yeah, the
with our
on-brand
voices?
talking scale. We'll weigh people in like you weigh 100 Coke cans.
It's all
We'll
brands.
do everything brand related.
I mean, talk about encyclopedias.
There you go.
There you go. By 1985, the Sharper Image was grossing 100 millions in sales with no outside capital or debt. So they're
That's
pumping. They're doing
fantastic.
so well.
And all I'm doing is slipping in to get my shoulders rubbed for 5 minutes and then going to Cinnabon. Good job, dude.
Are the fresh Cinnabons out yet? No, they'll be out in like 10 minutes. Okay, see you in 9.
I
Be
guess
back
I
in the
did not.
massage
I
chair.
don't fall into their portfolio of customers.
No,
though.
we're not their target dem. Not at all.
Underpaid chubby boy
There you
vampire
go.
boys.
Yeah, probably
Vampires
not.
get tense too.
They need a massage. It's stressful being a vampire.
Sir, you're gonna have to take your cape off.
Your cape is getting tangled in the gears.
You cape it. You bought it. Merch. Damn, this show is really pumping out the
Merch
web
really.
store.
So Thalheimer now, he is enjoying the spoils. He is described in the New Yorker as the very model of a major entrepreneur. He's like feeling like he has found his life's purpose. He's tan. He's muscular.
Oh.
He's tenacious.
Tell me he's under 45.
He is at this point.
Yes.
He's gifted at curating these ridiculously niche gadgets. Like, for example, he's in this article, a mini electric fan on a necklace priced at $49. It
Jesus.
sold 10,000 units in a month.
That's like shit they give away now.
I
He
know,
seems like he
at
would
the
be.
time.
I feel like he would have invented like the Christmas lights with the remote control that
Oh,
has like
yeah.
a bunch of different
Yeah,
functions.
yeah.
That's
I'm
up
sure
his
they have those at Sharper Image.
Wheelhouse, yeah.
He says to the LA Times in 1984, he says, I can see the future. I know when a trend is coming and when it is leaving. He calls himself a marketing genius. And at this point, who can disagree? He's a machine.
So he's a little bit of a narcissist, but maybe you have to be. I love
Maybe
that
you
he
have to
doesn't
be.
even have to invent anything either.
No.
He just has a company where everyone else does that for him.
You just walk around in Vegas, a convention room, and you go, oh, that seems cool. That seems cool. That
Wow.
seems like a fun job.
It does.
At this point, the Sharper Image IPO is $10 per share in 1987, and the CEO seems incapable of failure. That is until the 80s ended
Oh,
and
90s.
the economy weakens.
I guess he didn't see everything
I
coming.
know. It's an end to the fun of the 80s. Now we have to get serious. We're in a recession. Now conspicuous consumption is out and frugal environmentalism is in. I'm thinking Fruitopia. I'm thinking the Birkenstock,
The Birkenstock.
which the Sharper Image tried to sell. They tried to switch gears to being more socially responsible in their products. They had Birkenstocks, they had vitamins and benches made out of recycled plastic.
Vitamins. I don't want to go to like a massage chair store to pick up my vitamins.
He's trying to capitalize on the shifting culture because that difference we talk about all the time in the brands we cover, like Fruitopia, which we did a little brand bite on, representing that time that there was like, it was about health, it was the earth, reduce, reuse, recycle, clean up your litter. It was very focused on living more responsibly. So a catalog that sells expensive, overpriced bullshit is, of course, not going to age very well with the times.
Right.
So between 1989 and 1991, sales fell by 28%. Staff was cut by 20%. Stock tumbled
down from 5 people to 2.
At that point, they probably did have more staff. It was at $10 a share at the end of the 80s. Now it's $2 a share.
Oh.
And for the first time in company history, the Sharper Image posted a loss. The San Francisco Examiner says the Sharper Image has become a cliche for the worst excesses of the last decade.
Wow. From the king, how the king has fallen.
That's right. They say nobody needs what they sell. So that says it. So we're now in the 90s. Let's see how they can get out of this funk.
So that writer thinks nobody needs a suit of armor?
How dare they? What do you do when battle reaches your moat?
Yeah, what happens when battle reaches our moat?
So he is very, as I said, very controlling of the company day-to-day decisions. Even the smallest stuff, like controlling what color clothes the employees are wearing, how their desks are decorated, what kind of coffee mugs they use.
You can't be focusing on that when your company's in free fall.
Right? And maybe that was a little bit like he's trying to distract himself and hoping that things just turn around.
This is sounding a lot like, what's his name from Lisa Frank? He was
Yes.
too controlling, too.
Too controlling. And how did that work out? Well,
I was just at the Lisa Frank store. No, I wasn't. It doesn't exist.
he was actually got a citation in, which also like, why don't we get this? California Magazine's Worst Bosses in America list.
Ugh, I'll put you on there. Wait, you're my boss?
Al Palp is on
Al's
there.
our boss?
Yeah, it's our boss. So he decided to take a step back from the day-to-day operations and go back to his roots. He's saying, okay, we clearly need to shake things up a little bit. The company is not responding well enough to the changing consumer trends. We need to, I'm going to not worry so much about the colors of the coffee mugs. I'm going to get back into finding the products, what made this company so successful from the beginning.
Well, if he really had his finger on the pulse of what was coming, you know what was coming?
What?
Titanic. So he should have sold like cool ocean-related
Uh-huh.
things. He should have jumped on that bandwagon.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he would have sold. You know what he could have sold back in the day in the 80s and 90s? They had those like bars that had liquid in it, like
Yes.
blue and like oil.
Yeah.
And it looks like the ocean. Put a little Titanic in there.
I loved the way in the 90s we dyed water blue and mixed it with oil and put it in any vessel that you could imagine.
I
loved that.
Any toy that had a liquid in it
Mm-hmm.
or that I manipulated with a magnet, especially
yes.
that beardy bitch.
Where you can make his beard and hair however you want.
Yeah.
With those little
Made him
fibers
a
of
real
metal.
hairy man.
You as like a little boy like, hello, nurse.
Mom's like, why do you keep ripping off the plastic? Or those games that you had those, did you have one of those? It was like a kid's arcade game where you had two buttons, but it had little rings in it and was full of water. And you would
Yes.
have to like shoot a blast of air to like shoot the ring up and try to get it to like hook on something.
Boy, this is back before video games, kids. This is what we had to do to have a good
It's
time.
actually not, but it was in lieu. It was for people that couldn't afford,
video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were fun. So he's out on the street. He's at a hippie street fair in San Francisco, and he stumbles across a blue gel shoe insert,
Oh boy.
the first of its kind. So he stands up in
Stumbled
front of
across it.
whoa,
Where? Where was it?
the street fair.
But there was like a
booth.
Okay.
There's not just like one in the gutter.
at the hippie street fair.
The hippie street
there
fair.
was a,
Somebody has a little table.
Hey hippie, come here.
Hey hippie, show
Your
me your
hippie
shoe.
feet hurt.
He sees this product and that's a feeling he hasn't had in a while. It's kind of lighting up, stirring in his loins, saying he sees dollar signs. So he goes in front of all his employees. They're feeling very dejected, very down. He pulls this thing out of his suit pocket and he says, "This is going to turn us around." And everybody thought he was nuts.
No thunderous round of applause.
Nope. They're quite skeptical at this point. At $19.99 a pair, the inserts went on to be the company's best-selling product, selling thousands of units a day and adding 50% to their sales figures.
Wow.
That's a lot
I
of
take back
shoes.
everything I said about Titanic merch.
We have to trust him. He's a marketing genius, so he says.
Though to be fair, it didn't. My idea also included a blue liquid,
True.
so I was halfway there.
Titanic-themed
Shoe
orthotic
foot
inserts.
There's a little iceberg
Do you
in
ever
it.
wear a foot insert? They're nice. Didn't we go? We got measured at the Dr. Scholl's machine in a CVS once.
Yep, we left a party early and walked around Hollywood and ended up in a CVS and got our feet
You stand
measured.
on something about going barefoot on something in a CVS just feels like you're gonna leave with something.
Well, especially in like the heart of
The
Hollywood.
heart of Hollywood. Yeah, you're like, I need like a plastic booty to put on before my feet get measured.
Yeah.
We like committed so much and they like show you your foot and then we're like, oh, you're AJ. And then you like look at the thing, you like flip through and you're like, $18. Hell no.
No thanks.
No, thanks.
I now realize I've been with you when I've had my foot measured, my head measured, and my breast measured.
That's right. What are we measuring next, John?
I don't know. I'll have to figure it
Can't
out.
wait. Time will
We're
tell.
running out of things to measure.
So the way that they've run their business, which you mentioned, is that they find intriguing products elsewhere and then they sign exclusive distribution deals and they sell them under the Sharper Image name. That's what you said. That's how they've been doing it up to this point.
Yeah.
But he knew if he designed and patented his own products,
Uh-oh.
margins could be higher.
Then you have manufacturing. You have to buy that thing that they call the cast or whatever it is, the mold.
The mold. You have to get molds.
You got to get the molds made. I mean, we
know.
watched. He didn't have Shark Tank. Oh God, I feel like this isn't going to go well. Only because I know that the company's not
I feel
around
like
anymore.
every product he has would not have gotten a deal on Shark Tank.
Oh, he
like
gets all
nothing.
Shark. He just sits out in the. Nowadays, he would just sit out like
In the parking lot.
the ABC studios and wait for the
All
people
the
that came
sad
out
people.
sad.
Yeah, totally. They'd be like, "Hey,
What do you got?"
I'll do it for half." So they created a secret lab north of San Francisco.
What?
He has a team of engineers and designers to form Sharper Image Design to make gadgets in-house.
Why is it secret? Did he just put that on his website?
It's secret.
Why is it secret? Did you hear it? I think I heard that.
You're blindfolded every day on your commute to work, and you're thrown out of the back of a van. An employee said it was a place where the inner child could come out in every man, with gizmos blinking and whirling. The only thing missing were white coats and propeller hats. I mean, they churned out 300 patents and
Wow.
100 products.
Holy crap.
This includes fogless mirrors for your shower,
I'm
which
so on board with that. I shave in the shower.
You have a
You
fogless
got to
mirror?
have a fogless mirror.
How
I mean,
the hell
I
does
don't
that
have
work?
one, but you need one.
Okay, I think you want your Frequent Branta to get you a fogless mirror.
No,
and
no. Something better. I'll get that myself. I've figured out how to shave. I use a mirror from the 99-cent store.
How do they make a fogless mirror? That's so cool. I guess they figured it out. It's patented.
I mean, I learned how they made erasable ink. They just
There you
figure it
go.
out.
They figure it out. They put a little bit of eraser in the ink.
A rubber cement.
There you go. They had a wristband that would detect the sound of snoring, and if it detected snoring, it would jolt you awake with an electric shock.
Can I tell you, 3 hours ago, I'm napping. And yes, it was early. It was like 10 in the morning, and I was already on my first nap. Woke myself up
With a
a
snore?
snore right next to the little kitty that I'm sleeping with, that I'm house sitting at, who was also snoring. I've never heard her snore before. She's like,
Oh, the Snorri twins.
and I was like, and
Was
then
this a
we're
couch nap?
No, I went
went
back
back
in the
to
bed.
bed?
But the bed, no, I hadn't made the bed yet. Yeah, their bedroom's really warm and cozy. And it's on the second floor. You're like at the same level as the treetops.
Oh my goodness,
It's kind of fun.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. A little kitty snoozing on your pillow.
She has gotten
Heaven.
obsessed with like sleep. Like she would dip in and out. I've house sat for them many times now, and now this trip, she is sleeping with me all night long.
I feel like when it's cold, the kitties want to snuggle up in bed with you more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. They have their robot vacuums, their soap dispensers, and many, many numerous gadgets and gizmos that came out of the brains of these very secretive inventors, a part of this team.
They needed that top secret lab.
Top secret lab. And then now it's 1995. And this is the beginning of the web boom.
Okay.
The Sharper Image is one of a very short list of companies that took to e-commerce like a dream.
I just did one recently that was one of the first ones too. I don't remember who. It was, I think maybe Toys R Us. Someone else had jumped on it like in 95 or 6.
Well, Toys R Us, and they partnered with Amazon.
They did end up partnering with Amazon. I think they started on their own and then partnered with Amazon maybe. I forget the story.
Yeah.
I only researched it for 2 weeks, like less than a month ago.
You'll
and
have to listen to the episode to be reminded.
now listeners are going to write me and tell me my own facts.
Somehow they remember it more than we do.
Yeah.
They were a great early adopter of e-commerce, and so their online sales were growing rapidly, and they're marking Sharper Image as one of the first catalog-based retailers to leverage the internet successfully. Several years later, in 2000, Thalheimer came across another game-changing product at a toy fair in Hong Kong. This is something I didn't know, and this is a product I do own.
I bet I know what it is.
The Razor scooter.
Oh, no.
What were you going to say?
I thought it was going to be one of those, like, I don't...
a
God.
Furby?
No. What was like the little, like... What year is this?
2000.
I feel like I had a toy around, but it was like a little, like... Asian toy, but it's like a little creature in water, but like you had to like, it was like one of those things where you have to keep it alive. Like I had to like feed it, and like
was it a live turtle?
It had a shell, and like a few times a day, like its head would come out of the shell,
and
and
eat
I had to give
lettuce?
it like lettuce and no,
Was it toy lettuce or real lettuce?
it was real lettuce. I had to go to Trader Joe's and get,
Honey, you had a pet turtle.
and I'd go to Petco and they gave me turtle food. No, it was an Asian toy.
I did not know that the Razor scooter had an exclusive 24-month deal with Sharper Image.
Who did? You
Who
rode
did?
around on a razor?
I have a razor in the garage right now.
For you or your family?
for me.
Why is it in the garage? Have it out on the porch, ready to go.
I should be on it right now. I should be potting from 2 wheels. I tell you, the Razor scooter, I got a few design notes on that. It is impossible to hop off that thing without it swinging around a full 360 and clanging into your ankle bone
Oh, no.
with such might that you'll drop to your knees.
I'm not that person. I never roller skated.
have
I
you
never
never
skateboard.
scooted?
I never inline skated. I don't razor. I don't scooter. I don't ice skate.
2026, I'm getting you on a scooter.
I'll be off of it immediately. I'll fall. I have no balance. I can't do it.
You never know until you try.
I wonder if I could still ride a bike. I probably could.
I always say this. You on a bike, it feels like Kermit. Like, it just seems
It's
wrong.
like seeing the bottom half of the
It's
Muppets.
wrong, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
I only see your top half anyway
That's true.
at the pod table.
I do have a bike in the unit, though. I could pull it out.
You do have a bike.
We've talked about that.
know.
I got from smoking.
I know. It's just so funny that you still have a bike and you don't know if you can or ever could ride one.
Well, you know what they say, famously, once you learn how to ride a bike,
bike.
you never forget. Is that the
Yes.
saying?
No, that can't be it.
But
I'm
it's
sure it
along
flows
those
better.
lines.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
If Kermit can do it, so can you. They sold
Wait, that would make you my Miss Piggy. There, go. Merch.
proudly merch. They sold 1 million Razor scooters in the first year. He said it is a second lease on life for the company. Razor scooters were huge that was when I was in high school. They were so huge. I never associated with like, Mom, can we go to the Sharper Image to buy a Razor scooter? Those were not the same in my mind. But sure, I guess that's where we got them.
Yeah, that seems like a Toys R Us purchase.
Right. And maybe after the 2 years they expanded, but it was enough to boost the company and keep them above water. So they were a massive hit. They're selling millions. They're proving Sharper Image could identify mainstream cultural hits, not just the little niche gadgets, because he was the one he discovered it. He saw it at a toy fair. If he had never seen that Razor scooter and brought it to America, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what we'd be riding around on now?
We've had a few things in our portfolio be discovered at toy fairs.
Yeah.
That happened with
We need
Rubik's Cube.
We need to spend more time at a toy fair.
yeah.
By 2003, revenue has peaked at 760 million, and the retail stores are numbering at around 200 with about 4,000 employees. So this is when you think about, you said it's like 80s, 90s, 2000s. 2003 is like, that's when you were the most likely to be waiting for your Cinnabon in a massage chair, the Sharper Image. So remember that in-house super secret design lab with the 300 patents?
How
and the
could I
100
forget
products?
it? 100 products.
So the lab came out with many products that were of varying levels of success, but nothing came close to the triumph of its first of its kind air purifier. With its ability to move air silently while trapping airborne particles. So the principle, these are inventors in the secret lab, nose to the grindstone trying to invent new products. And the principle upon which it is based is electrostatic precipitation. And it had been known in theory for more than a century, but it had never been applied to a consumer product before. So there was a struggling inventor named Jimmy Luther Lee.
Okay. Why is that funny?
I don't know.
Just
It's just
his
so
name?
funny. I feel like this should be a movie. So he approached his boss in 1995 with an electrostatic box the size of a cigarette pack that he hoped to introduce as something to keep computer monitors dust free. But his boss saw it for its air purifying possibilities. So this is there's your movie.
Sure.
Jimmy Luther Lee's story.
It feels like Lex Luthor's like cousin.
Jimmy
know
Luther Lee.
Wait, Jimmy Olsen, wait a second.
Okay, wait a second. We need to dig into this. So Thalheimer gave Lee $25,000 to engage in further research to refine this idea and bring a model to market.
So this is going to be like he's basically investing in this guy to make another thing that he wants to sell.
And like an air purifier, which aren't commonplace at the time. I mean, they're kind of now becoming on the market, but they're not as ubiquitous. Like I'm looking at an air purifier right now. Not every home has an air purifier. So they're trying to like invent this product and like get it to the masses.
Am I the only one, and I feel like I probably am, that I've always felt like air fryers are just like bullshit.
Air fryers.
Air fryers. Air
Purifiers. Is
are
that
just-
because you've been running an air fryer in your living room? You're making tater tots and you're like, my air doesn't feel any cleaner.
These French fries do not make me feel like I'm breathing
don't feel
clean air. That might be it. It's the thing with the drawer, right?
Yeah, the drawer, and you can spray it with a
close
little
it,
Pam.
a little bit of Pam, and you turn it on for like 8 minutes.
Pam, who's she? We need an episode on Pam.
We gotta do Pam.
We gotta
We gotta
do Pam.
do Mrs. Who's that?
Buttersworth?
No, the Spice. Mrs.
Dash.
Dash.
Mrs. Dash and Pam.
Oh, lesbian couple in the grocery aisle. There's a movie
There's
I would
your
watch
movie.
more than an air purifier.
Very true, very true. So his product, the Ionic Breeze, was an instant sensation. After an ad for the purifiers inadvertently appeared prematurely in Sky Mall, so they ran the ad too soon before the product was ready for market, the company booked 2,500 orders before the first shipment had even arrived from China. So the demand is there. What could go wrong? They had put all their resources behind the machine. They took out hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of magazine, newspaper, TV ads. Despite its $229 price tag, it was a smash hit. And by the turn of the millennium, the year 2000, the Ionic Breeze was so popular it made up 45% of all the chain sales. The sharper image was cemented as a place not just for fun and weird crazy stuff, but products that could actually make a difference in your health. And then in 2002, Consumer Reports, great publication,
Great publication.
ran a list of all the air purifiers out there, the best one to the worst one. The Ionic Breeze was dead last, and they called it ineffective. Thalheimer, he should have just let it go. He should have just been like, you know what? Maybe they don't get it. Maybe there's other better ones out there. He's not really the type to do that. So he got furious, and he filed a lawsuit against Consumer Reports, claiming that it had negligently disparaged the product. The lawsuit was tossed out, and it cost the company $525,000 in legal fees. He now says it was very stupid for him to make a stink out of it because it probably, who would have been following like the news of like Consumer Reports air purifier rankings?
Yeah.
Unless he had made a big deal. And now it's like Thalheimer, Sharper Image suing Consumer Reports is now like a story in the newspaper.
Yeah.
But he was infuriated and he could not do it. 3 years later, Consumer Reports strikes again. And this time they're saying not only is the Ionic Breeze a bad air purifier, but it actually emits harmful amounts of ozone.
This is what I was saying. I don't trust air purifiers. I feel like, do they do anything?
Open a window, honey.
Just open a window. Take a deep breath. Like, do you feel different? I know
No.
you guys are big air people. So
I don't know.
when there's fires, you like leave town. I'm like, I'm good.
I think, well, if you pull out the filter, you see it's quite dirty. But is that stuff bad? I don't know. Maybe if you have allergies, which I don't, so it's fine. Who knows?
I literally
Your
have
life.
I have a fan in my window turned to bring outside air in. So
Yeah.
I not only don't have an air purifier, I have probably the worst in-home air there is.
You're
I have
sucking in all that smog.
LA smog air.
Ah. So these allegations saying that not only is the product not work, a waste of money, they're also saying it's bad for you, it's going to kill you, it's poison.
That's not good for business.
It's not good for business. So Thalheimer, he takes them to court and he loses.
He lost.
And the blowback cost the Sharper Image millions of dollars in refunds because people are saying, I'm not going to keep something in my home that's emitting ozone in my baby's room, blowing poison in my baby's face.
The one thing I didn't want for my baby was ozone.
Right? I put that on my registry.
It was on my registry. All
No
the things I
ozone.
wanted. And then at the bottom, I added a note. Do you want to add a note? And I did. That said, please no ozone.
Right? So can you imagine how people were feeling when they realized that's what they had bought for
Here we are.
$229 no less? And then soon stockholders began to question Thalheimer's magic touch because now the guy who can do no wrong.
You're only as good as your last product.
In the spring of 2006, a group of shareholders by the name of Knights Point Partners, they're snapping up 13% of the company. There's a corporate raider who's leading that company, Jerry Levin, and the group is demanding a shakeup. We're starting to feel uncomfortable with the leadership. We feel like we're going off track. We can see the writing on the wall. Things are not going well. We're not going to be able to bounce back from this air purifier snafu. It seemed like they genuinely wanted to help Thalheimer guide it back, but then soon it became clear that they were trying to get him out so that they could remodel the company as they see fit.
They like the name, but they don't want his input. This is
Yeah.
very much Disney and Lucasfilm.
Oh, interesting.
We want Star Wars. We don't want George. Just let us
Interesting.
take over it. And that didn't, that's worked out with various
Debatable, yeah.
results.
Yeah. So in September of that year, 2006, Thalheimer was fired and forced to sell all of his remaining shares for a sum of $26 million, a fraction of what they were once worth.
But he's still good.
Sure, don't worry about him. He literally came into work the next day to gather his things, and the door was locked. And his desk was still covered with all of his like little tchotchkes and stuff from his career, and it's now Jerry Levin, the CEO, president of Knights Point Partners, is sitting in his desk.
They wouldn't just let him have his stuff?
They're like,
What is-
I think there was some bad blood. It got kind of contentious
There
at
must
the
have
end.
been. That's like really obnoxious.
Yeah, right.
Poor
Right.
guy.
Nice Point set to work recrafting the Sharper image into a general electronic retailer. They're thinking Circuit City, Best Buy.
Circuit City's
Sure.
is
They're doing
thriving
great. Radio
right
Shack,
now.
fantastic.
Everybody is. So I actually saw a video of someone working at Best Buy yesterday. They're like, Black Friday at Best Buy, it's crazy. And then they did a pan around. There was nobody in the store.
There you go. That tells you everything you need to know.
So sad.
Yikes, that's so sad. So Thalheimer is saying they're stripping away the imagination from this company. Now we're just going to be like everybody else. By 2008, stock had plummeted to 28 cents per share. Within a year, they declared
28 cents?
28 cents. We should have bought it.
Jesus Christ.
They declared bankruptcy in 2008 and closed down all 183 of the remaining stores and laid off 4,000 employees. In 2011, they were purchased by Iconics Brand Group. They sell...
This is the part of the show.
Right, this is where it starts to get...
Once we start getting into all these groups and partners...
It's the beginning of the end, really.
It always is.
They paid $100 million in cash for Sharper Image.
Then that's what I don't understand. That name is still worth $100 million?
I guess it is. They also recently acquired FAO Schwartz at that time, too. So they're kind of just like scooping up things that have a recognizable name.
Right.
They have since sold, now it's 360 Group, which makes toys and products for 70,000 retail stores.
So this is how it ends up in Kohl's.
This is how it ends up in Kohl's, yes. This is how it ends up in Kohl's. And in 2009, they did a big rebrand. They relaunched Sharper Image with new logo, styling, slogans, and a refreshed product assessment. So like if you look at it, they have a great looking website. It doesn't look bad or shitty or cheap or anything, but it's not as like quirky. Sure, they might have like an indoor laser tag or like a ping pong table, but it's all pretty sensible stuff. It's,
They dialed back the
there's
fun.
towel warmers, there's massage guns, there's nose hair trimmers, of course, but it all feels pretty sensible. It's lost some of that chaos.
I mean, but hasn't everything?
Hasn't everything, I
This
know.
is something that really bums me out. But it's like, I look around at cars, like
Sure.
9 out of 10 cars are black, gray, or white. It's
I know,
like
no one's having fun anymore.
tennis shoes, everything is like less fun.
I agree, yeah.
It really is odd to me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mourn that for a second. So did they by any chance change the name to Sharpest Image?
That might be next.
That
If
could be.
if you are able to purchase the company and become the next CEO, I think that would be your next move. They have thousands of like well-reviewed products. When I was looking at the website, I was like, it doesn't feel crazy for me to get a Christmas gift from the Sharper Image.
Okay.
They're in Costco right now. A product going viral at Costco is they have compression. You know those like things you put on your legs that are like compressed? They like squeeze your legs. They fill with air. Have you seen these?
No, but I bought a pair of compression socks once, and I don't think I ever used them.
Oh, okay.
Because I like to be swaddled, like
Yeah,
I like
you
to
might
sleep
like
with my
'em.
jeans.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I just buy
Have you
things.
considered tights?
I'll start sleeping in
Pantyhose?
leggings.
Leggings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, leggings, you can get leggings real tight.
But I don't know, because then I got a weighted blanket, and I got one too heavy. That was a Black Friday sale. It was like $15, but I was like, of course, me is always like bigger is better. So I think it was like
Like a 40-pound
10,
weighted
15,
blanket.
20. I think I got 25 pounds.
You don't need anybody else keep pulling you back in bed.
Girl, that thing was so heavy. It's like, who can do this?
Mm-hmm.
Though I do think, now that I think about it, a weighted blanket is about like the same as me sleeping in jeans.
It's similar,
It's the
yeah.
same sort of mindset that you want to be like, feel safe.
Haven't you seen those? That was a Shark Tank product. I think it's called like a sleep pod or something. It's kind of like a cocoon, like a big stretchy tube that you go in and it like swaddles you with your arms in.
But is your head covered?
Your head can be like a hood over it or it can be out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your head can be out. Maybe you'd like that. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm fine with just
It's
jeans.
send us one and we'll review it. How about that?
Yeah, I want products.
We're going to be the infomercial hucksters someday.
Yeah.
I hope so. So that's it on Sharper Image. It still exists, but it's, a husk of what it once was, like anything.
So it's been around for the last 15 years just as this whatever.
Yeah, just online retail, selling normal stuff.
And what's this? What's the guy up to now? Do we know?
He has some businesses he's tried to start, but you go to click on the websites and they're no longer there. He seems to be living a good life, though. Like, he's in a mansion. He has his full-size C-3PO. He's got a jukebox. He's having fun.
I'm sure he's not
He
hurting.
seems like an absolute psycho. So is Sharper Image on brand for you?
That's a good question. It's like I always want brands to be on brand for me. I don't know that it is, though,
that's
because
okay.
I never bought anything from them. I don't miss them. I didn't care that they shuttered.
There you go. Okay. I feel like we have our answer.
I didn't even choose them to do a show on.
Okay. It won't hurt their feelings.
I hate the word sharper.
How do you feel about Image?
Image I like. Yeah, I guess I'm going to say it's not on brand for me. It's really not. I'm kind of indifferent towards it. I think it's a great story. It's very interesting. And I think a very smart way to build a brand. And you had your moment and it did what it needed to do. I don't think Sharper Image lends itself to be a legacy brand.
Sure, yeah.
I think it.
It's
but
very
then I
of
would
the
have said
time.
that about Spencer's too, and Spencer's is going. And I mean, I'm still blown away by the fact that the guy who invented Spencer's was born in the 1800s. But long way of saying no, it's not a brand for me. What about you?
You know, I'm going to put it softly on brand for me because when I was at Costco and I was looking at the massage guns, seeing the Sharper Image like logo on it gave it a credibility. So in my mind, I'm thinking of these as products that are like vetted, tested. They've gone through a series of rigmaroles to make it onto that shelf.
That's what they want you to think.
But it's worked then. It's worked. So you look at their products, it's like all 5 stars, thousands of reviews. I think it does still represent quality to me. And so I'm going to say, and I do have a racer scooter, so I'm going to say yes, it's softly on brand for me.
Not a hard on.
Not a hard on, but
a
it's softly
soft
on brand, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, awesome. That was a really fun show. I learned a lot of stuff. I'm glad that I didn't do it, and I'm glad that you gave it the justice that it deserves.
Thank you.
All right. Well, before we go, we have to do our Freaks of the Week, and I'm going to be honest, for the first time ever, I forgot to bring my computer.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I can't film a video. I'll have to do that separately. I have to do the Freaks of the Week on my phone. Everything is a little in disarray.
That's okay. We'll go with the flow.
But I definitely still want to give out our shout outs of the week. So I do have our 5 Freaks of the Week for this week. If you don't know how to become a Freak of the Week, it's pretty simple. Every Wednesday in our Instagram story, I post a little puzzle. If you solve that puzzle, you'll figure out what our brand is going to be that week, and you'll get your name added to our Wheel of Freaks, which I spin 5 times and pick 5 Freaks of the Week. And these are the lucky people that did it this week. This is for the Bob's Red Mill Instagram, a really fun little egg that I did that replicated the label. A lot of people got it right. And these are our winners from the wheel. We have Blanca Lopez. We have Lane Gertz. We have Cayman. We have Dancerer and Ben. So congratulations, guys. You are who we are highlighting this week. I appreciate you so much taking the time to play the game, to check out our Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, it's worth checking out because you get to play the puzzle. You can see we post little supplemental stuff. Marissa makes a great poster for every episode. We put a lot of stuff on there. And I am still doing, by our end of year, our push for followers on both YouTube and Apple reviews. I'm trying to get to 500 on each of those things. You're really kicking ass on YouTube. We're up to like 460. And on Apple reviews, we're definitely getting more, but we're, I think, at like 415 or 20. So I'd love to try to get those at 500 by the end of the year, but that's just a Virgo selfish little thing that I would love to have. So that's what I'm asking for Christmas. Oh, and I also want to give a special shout out to a very special freak, Taylor, who, listen, we're getting a lot of nice things in the mail randomly. I don't know if it's because it's Christmas. I don't know if people are just really feeling generous right now. But Taylor sent us a little gifty gift from both of our favorite places, Zingerman's. Mm-hmm. We got a sour cream coffee cake, and we got, how do you say it?
Rugula.
Rugula chocolate.
Delicious.
And
Zingerman's Rugula. If you're looking for a gift for your family, if you can't make it to see them this year, send a sour cream cake, go to Zingerman, send Rugula. They have gorgeous gift baskets, the best. So she was so kind and sent us some yummy treats. So sweet.
They were so good. Those Rugulas were super yum.
They're super yummy.
Everyone loves the coffee cake. They've got a great mail catalog, so I will do Zingerman's at some point. That's on my permanent list. Marissa can't do it. But Taylor, thank you so much. It's very kind. We've gotten some other things in the mail. Some people don't like shout outs, but we're giving out.
A certain special someone has made my holiday a little bit brighter. If you can see behind me the beautiful Christmas lights, she knows who she is.
She knows who she is. And she may have felt guilty that you were getting lights. So I may have gotten some vintage McDonald's Chicken McNugget toys and some C's candy. So we won't say who it is because we'll respect their privacy. But shout outs to everyone. You don't have to send us a gift, but if you want to, just reach out to me and I'll let you know where to send it.
And while we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have Fish Goat Flowers says, thank you for your service. I found this podcast recently and I've been absolutely binging all the episodes. I'm learning so much, and John and Marissa are such a delight to listen to. Their banter and chemistry is top tier. Much like John, I am also a Susie Q freak, and I appreciate all the effort he's going to bring her home. Wow.
Wow.
You did it.
Holy cow.
You did it.
Good Lord.
That's amazing.
That's very nice.
Thank you for the 5-star review. If you haven't done that yet, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Write a few words. It boosts morale. It boosts the show. Apparently helps out, gets us in front of some new potential listeners. You can check us out on Instagram at OnBrandThePod, TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast, and you can do John's Insta Egg there and chat with him in bed in jeans. And with that, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode.
And remember, you guys, we may go off topic, but we'll always be on brand. Bye.
Bye.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.